June 12, 1962, 5:30 in the morning. Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. A cold wind moved across San Francisco Bay. The prison stood alone on a rocky island, surrounded by dark water. For decades, people believed this place was impossible to escape. The island was isolated. The currents were powerful. The water was freezing. Every prisoner knew exactly what waited beyond those walls. Failure, death, or capture. Yet on this particular morning, something was wrong. A correctional officer began his routine inspection. Everything seemed normal. The corridors were quiet. The prisoners appeared asleep. Everything looked exactly as it had the day before. Then the officer stopped beside one cell. Look closely at the vent. There's concrete dust here. I think they've been tampering with the wall. A prisoner was lying motionless beneath a blanket. The officer stopped. Something didn't feel right. For several seconds, the officer simply stared. The cell remained silent. Still nothing. Annoyed, he reached toward the prisoner's head. The head rolled off the pillow. For a moment, the officer froze. Look at this. It wasn't real. It was a carefully crafted dummy head. Painted skin. Real hair. Extraordinary, isn't it? A perfect illusion. The alarm sounded throughout the prison. We gotta go! Hurry! They went this way. Fan out and check the cells. Over here, I see something. Open those cells. Check every one. They're empty. Call it in. Within minutes, the entire prison was in chaos. We need to find them. What's that? It's a hole! Get the FBI! Right away! Three inmates were missing. The prison that many believed was impossible to escape had just been defeated. Three prisoners had vanished without a trace. I am Frank Morris. I led the men out of Alcatraz. My reasons were simple. Freedom. I'm John Anglin. These are my friends. We've got a plan to get out of here. Frank spent every day studying the prison around him. No one understood how it had happened. The island's defenses seemed impenetrable. They needed a way out. Alcatraz was not supposed to fail.
It was considered the most secure prison in America. Built on an island in the middle of San Francisco Bay, the prison had a reputation unlike any other. People called it the Rock.
It was the final destination for the most difficult inmates. Report in. Received, investigator.
If a prisoner caused problems elsewhere, he was often sent to Alcatraz. The prison was designed to stop escape attempts before they even began. Watchtowers covered the entire island. Every corner and route was under constant surveillance, yet 3 men vanished. Searchlights watched the shoreline throughout the night. Beyond the walls waited freezing water and dangerous currents.
Most prisoners never seriously considered escape.
The chances of success were almost zero. But one man saw things differently.
The plan rested on 3 men: Frank Morris, the leader, John Anglin, and his brother, Clarence. Their escape depended entirely on them.
Unlike many inmates, Frank possessed exceptional intelligence. He spent hours observing details that others ignored.
Every evening I check the Anglin brothers first. John, Clarence. Then I'll hit Morris. The building's substructure here connects directly to the maintenance tunnel. And this point? Yes, that's the key. He's highlighted the vent system, which leads directly outside.
Small weaknesses in daily operations.
He rarely spoke. You know where they are?
He rarely attracted attention.
But behind his calm appearance, Frank was constantly studying the prison. And soon, he would find 2 men willing to dream about freedom.
Keep watch. Just do the job. You know anything about the plans?
Two brothers, 2 prisoners. They had trusted each other their entire lives. Over time, Frank began speaking with them.
Keep your voices down. Be smart about this. Just checking. We're ready when you are. Keep an eye on the one in the gray. He's the most cunning. I know, I've seen his record. Focus on the Anglins too, they're always together.
Every day looked exactly the same. The same meals.
They followed the same rigid schedules every day.
The same walls. We've been over every inch. Not every inch.
But Frank could not stop thinking about what existed beyond the island. Freedom was visible from Alcatraz.
Yet it felt impossibly far away.
Anything unusual about these 2? Quiet, keep to themselves.
Frank refused to. One day, he noticed something unusual. Behind the sink, hidden from casual view, a section of concrete appeared weaker than the rest. For the first time, Frank saw a possible way out. Frank stared at the wall for several seconds. The opening was small, almost invisible. But something about it felt different.
What do you mean different?
It's softer than it should be. That night, he decided to test it. Slowly, he pushed against the concrete. A small piece broke away. The wall was weaker than he expected.
Keep it down. Got it. Hide it now. He immediately hid the evidence. All right, search the cells.
Discovery would end everything. For now, the secret remained safe. The next evening, he returned to the wall.
Stay low!
He's passing now. We have to be quick. Piece by piece, the opening grew. Every fragment had to disappear without a trace. Days passed.
Keep working! Guards coming! Stop! He's passed! Clear!
The crack slowly became an opening. The opening was now large enough to reveal what lay beyond.
There was empty space behind the cell block. We can make this work. Shh! Someone's coming! Keep it down! Be quiet!
The impossible suddenly felt possible.
I found something. What is it? Quiet! Guard coming! He's gone now. I found a loose grate.
I saw an opportunity we couldn't pass up. The vents were weak. What exactly did you find in there? Then Frank showed him the wall. Everything changed. Soon, Clarence learned the secret as well. We need a way out. The pipe and the tunnel. Get to the roof. We'll need a raft. Look out. Every conversation had to remain hidden.
We needed to get through this wall. How thick is it? Solid concrete. It goes back 2 feet.
The Anglin brothers understood the opportunity immediately. A decision was made. They would attempt the impossible. They was buying Dian Trang.
We believe they are still on the island. They couldn't have gone far. We have to move now. We're out of time.
The plan would take months.
It would require patience. We'll need more time. Not much left now.
It would require secrecy. Most importantly, it would require absolute discipline. Night after night, progress continued.
Weeks became months.
The opening was becoming large enough for a man. Behind that wall was the first step toward freedom. After months of work, the opening was finally ready. Beyond the cell was a place few prisoners had ever seen. A hidden maintenance area ran behind the prison walls. For the first time, he could move beyond his cell.
Almost there. It's coming loose. Hurry, he'll be around soon. Got it! Get ready!
But every movement carried risk. John was the next to enter the hidden passage. Then Clarence entered. For the first time, all three men stood beyond the walls of their cells. The hidden corridor became the heart of the escape plan. Check in there. Interesting. Frank carefully examined every corner. We'll need to check the vents again. Not without me present. He searched for routes leading upward. Every discovery brought new hope. Slowly, the corridor became a secret workshop. Every useful item was carefully saved for the plan.
All right, these are the tools. They look good.
Everything had to remain invisible. Meanwhile, the guards remained unaware. Alcatraz continued operating as usual. The escape plan continued growing behind the walls. Every night added another piece to the puzzle.
Weeks passed. Keep sweeping those corners. This workbench needs to go against the wall. Almost done here. Place the tools on the shelves. Stop right there. There. Wait, is that? Got it.
There appeared to be a route leading upward.
Yes, there it is.
But how? The route ahead was difficult, but it offered a chance. But it offered a chance. Perhaps a path toward the roof, and eventually a path toward freedom. The plan had just become much larger.
More preparation was needed.
Every useful item was saved. The guard passes on the hour. Then we have exactly 12 minutes. Let's finalize the route. We need to be silent. Predictability became an advantage.
The clock is right.
The night is silent. Now is our chance. Explain yourselves. Details, please.
Timing would be everything. The operation was becoming more sophisticated. Nobody suspected the truth. Every day, freedom felt closer. Yet the greatest challenges still lay ahead.
Escaping the cells was only the beginning.
Now they needed a way out of the prison itself. The answer appeared to be above them.
The light. It's close. We're almost there. Hurry! Someone's coming! Guard is here. Stay low.
The next stage of the plan was about to begin. Months of preparation had brought them this far. They were ready. The escape was on. There was only one direction left to go. The prison still believed it was unbeatable. Frank remained focused on the path ahead. Deep inside Alcatraz, history was quietly being rewritten. Then Frank realized another problem. Every night, guards followed the same inspection routine. Empty beds would immediately reveal the escape. They needed a distraction.
All right. This is what we'll make. Yeah, that could work. Looks good, let's do it.
At first, the idea sounded ridiculous.
With this, we can make it look like we're still in our cells. Ingenious. It'll work. The vent is here. We need to get past the guards, and then through the wall.
The project began immediately.
Move this here.
Be quiet.
Guard might be near.
The greatest prison escape in American history was entering its final stage. Night after night, the dummy heads became more realistic.
Every small detail mattered.
The success of the escape depended on deception. Slowly, the figures began to resemble sleeping prisoners.
Frank inspected every detail.
There was no room for mistakes. Finally, the first dummy was complete.
It was time for a test.
From a distance, it looked convincing.
Yes, but up close? Good enough for tonight.
Keep it quiet. Lights out in 5 minutes.
The guard glanced inside. Nothing seems amiss. He noticed nothing unusual.
The first test was a success.
I told you it would work. Yeah, we're almost there. We can't give up now. More heads were prepared. The key was Frank's ingenuity. We trusted him. We had to make them believe we were still there. Guard Alpha was vigilant. This seems plausible.
Again and again, the guards were fooled.
Time was running out.
Everything was finally in place.
The night of the escape was approaching.
But a fake head alone would not guarantee success. Every part of the plan had to work perfectly.
The tunnel, the hidden corridor, the route to the roof. Every step was reviewed again and again. Time was running out. The prison remained completely unaware. Soon, the dummy would take his place. Soon, the guards would be watching an illusion. Soon, the escape would begin. The chosen night was approaching. Months of preparation had led to this moment.
The final pieces were ready. Freedom waited beyond the bay.
Closer than ever before.
The pipe is too narrow. Not if we enlarge it. He's coming. Keep working.
They had built the tunnel. They had built the deception. And the prison still suspected nothing. Now only one challenge remained. The night of the escape had arrived.
This is it! Keep watch! Hurry! He's coming!
Guard Alpha checked the cells carefully. Clear. June 11th, 1962. The night had finally arrived.
Find them! Now! Hurry!
Across Alcatraz, everything appeared normal. Check the far end, they might be moving in the dark.
The guards followed the same routine they had followed for years. But inside one cell, history was about to change. John was ready.
Clarence was ready.
There would be no second chance. The deception began.
Place it slowly.
Watch the door.
From a distance, it looked like a sleeping prisoner.
John followed. Then Clarence. To the guards, everything looked normal.
The first test began. Seems quiet tonight.
We're investigating further. The guard glanced inside. Now, did they see anything amiss? He noticed nothing unusual.
It was time to leave. We're running out of time. Careful, they're here.
Keep the flashlight trained. We're running out of time.
He's gone! Follow him! Hurry! The guard's coming!
Then Clarence vanished into the darkness. For the first time, all three men were outside their cells and moving toward freedom. The escape had entered its most dangerous phase. One mistake could end everything. Ahead of them was the next obstacle. It would not be easy to reach.
Frank went first. All right, follow him.
Follow.
Guard might be coming.
John followed. Clarence brought up the rear. They had reached a place few inmates had ever seen.
The final barrier stood above them.
The moon is full tonight.
Yes, it's perfect.
We're looking for any sign of a struggle or tampering.
Frank stepped onto the roof.
All right, they're not here yet. Over the edge! Let's move! Now!
Freedom seemed closer than ever.
Keep working! Hurry! Guards coming! Not yet! They're everywhere!
They moved carefully through the darkness.
Keep still. There's the pattern. Looks good. Yeah, it's clear.
Step by step, they moved closer to the water. The shoreline was finally within reach. Ahead lay the most dangerous part of the journey. Between them and freedom stood the cold waters of San Francisco Bay.
Keep your eyes peeled. Do you see anything? Wait, I hear someone. Stop right there.
Ahead lay freezing water and powerful currents.
Somewhere beyond the darkness was freedom. Months of preparation had led to this single moment. There was no turning back. Then they disappeared into the night.
Behind them, the prison remained unaware.
Hours passed.
Cells 4, 5, 6. Morning count.
Checked. All present. Note that interaction. The routine inspection began. Which ones were involved? Open up. Everything seemed normal. But you saw them. Yes, regularly.
Until one small detail changed everything. The head rolled onto the floor. The impossible had happened.
Alcatraz was in lockdown.
They went this way. Hurry! We can't lose them!
But the prisoners were gone. Look closely at the ventilation shaft. This debris suggests they used handmade tools to widen the opening. A massive search operation began immediately.
Keep sweeping the bay! Over here, what is that? Nothing. Only water. They're gone.
Aircraft searched from above. Federal investigators immediately joined the case. Every possible lead was examined.
Search efforts expanded across the entire region.
Several clues were discovered. But none provided a definitive answer. The three men had vanished. Soon, the entire country was talking about Alcatraz.
They vanished, as if the water just swallowed them. No sign, completely gone. How could that be? Nothing but a rubber raft.
And what happened next?
Search efforts expanded across the entire region.
The odds were against them. The treacherous currents of San Francisco Bay. The bay was considered too dangerous.
They said it couldn't be done.
Look at those currents!
The conditions were extremely difficult.
Many believed survival was impossible. We couldn't take any chances.
But not everyone accepted the official explanation. Another theory suggested they escaped successfully.
Years later, a mysterious letter reignited the debate.
More than 60 years later, the mystery remains unsolved.
Did Frank Morris, John Anglin, and Clarence Anglin die in the waters of San Francisco Bay? Or did they achieve